Okay, now that you've read example 1, I would like to go over example 1 the same way we went over example 2. Now, how did we do this? We saw in chapter 1 that this table was good for telling us whether the data was going up or going down. So here are the values we're plugging in. Here are the answers we're getting. Now you can see the values are going down. And in chapter 1 we said we can do something numerically to actually demonstrate that. So they found the rates of change between the things. Since the rates of change were negative, the function values were going down. But in section 2.6, and 1 on concavity, they said, wait a minute, we can actually use this table not just to figure out whether the function is going up or going down. We can figure out whether the function's concave up or concave down. Now in the book and the video, they said we need to look at these values and figure out whether they're increasing or decreasing. Now with negative numbers that can be a bit confusing, and I want to do this with a table, adding an extra column so we don't have to think so hard. So I'm going to go over to our little extra calculations. Now here's our little extra calculations. So you can see we have the original table of T's and Q's, and the delta Q, delta T is the average rates of change, and you can see they're all negative, so the function is going down. But the question is it concave up or concave down? And so I add an extra column right here. This is standard, by the way, it's just not in our text at this point. And so I calculated the rates of change between this point and this point to get 1.68, and between this point and this point to get 0.88. Now what do we want? This column here, the one on the far right, tells us whether the column in the middle is going up or going down. Since these values here are positive, these values are actually increasing, which according to the text tells us that the original graph is concave up. Now let's summarize. We add an extra column doing rates of change one more time. When these are positive, that tells us the middle column are increasing. If the middle columns are increasing, the book and the video tells us that the original values are concave up.